Pythagorean Theorem. The Pythagorean Theorem is thought to be used first by the Babylonians. The Babylonians were a people of building sorts. Their land was abundant in clay, and they used it to make bricks for laying. After making the bricks, they needed to think of a way to create stable structures, such as with their pyramids. They used a rope with 12 knots on it and laid it out as a triangle. When they did, it resulted in what we now know as a 3-4-5 triangle. It was essential to know the length of the hypotenuse, or the longest side, in order to keep the pyramid structurally sound. Also, the right angle at the base of the pyramid was the key to a successful structure. From the building of these first pyramids, they were able to have temples, houses, and even meeting places that would withstand the tests of time. The Babylonian record of their work with right triangles was written on a stone tablet later to be found. It was discovered and backed up the idea that they were on the right track. However, the Babylonians did not have a general formula for their theory. They only understood the known triangles. It would take a few more minds to solve this problem. Pythagoras was born in Greece in 570 BC, and he spent his years exploring Europe and the world of mathematics. He had a group of followers known as the Brotherhood, and he alone is credited for the general Pythagorean Theorem formula. Although the formula was in place, Pythagoras was not able to prove it. There were visual proofs such as this one, but no proofs outlining the steps. Since Pythagoras was not able to formalize a proof, he left his research as a general statement. Euclid came along in 323 BC and was also a Greek mathematician. He was the first math professor at the world-renowned University of Alexandria. He wrote the Elements, which compiles mathematicians' work that came before him. In the Elements, he presented many proofs, including his proof of the Pythagorean theorem, called the windmill proof. The windmill proof is a written-out explanation of the Pythagorean theorem using previously proven axioms and theorems. The outline of the Pythagorean theorem is a step-by-step style used by Euclid, and it is still taught in math classes from trigonometry to all upper-level division math courses. Now that you know the Pythagorean theorem, you can identify its many uses in the world around us. It forms the basis of trigonometry, which allows for the calculation of distance using celestial bodies or planets. So sailors surrounded by vast amounts of open ocean can use it to calculate their position on the Earth's surface. You now know how far you have to throw the ball from first base to third base on the baseball diamond. Play ball! The elderly, injured, and handicapped use it. A ramp is an extremely convenient way to get a wheelchair up the steps to a house. What about GPS? Of course, by sending electronic signals, distance is calculated between at least 3 satellites and the GPS receiver. Using the law of cosines, which comes from the Pythagorean theorem, your nifty device will then tell you exactly where on the Earth's surface you are. There are simpler uses too. Kids enjoy the results of it every day at skate parks, as through jumps and up and down slopes. What they don't realize is that the length of those slopes is calculated with the Pythagorean theorem. Thanks, Pythagoras. Ever crossed a suspension bridge? Don't worry. The length of those supported cables were calculated with the Pythagorean theorem in mind. It's even used in roller coasters to calculate the diagonal bracing for their supports. Who knew an old Greek man named Pythagoras would lead us to such thrilling experiences? It's used all around us. Call it sailing, baseball, construction, or even a theorem. Without it, many things we regularly do and see would not be.